What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. We're gonna talk about Doc Rivers, which I was just talking about not even a week ago. He was getting fired from the Clippers, and I told you guys he wasn't gonna take a break. He wasn't gonna take time off, even if he's getting paid to be off because he got fired and still owe him 2 more years. I said he was gonna be right back in, and I won't really blame him. He loves being a coach. He loves his job. And even though he didn't get the job done with the Clippers, I said he will get a job because he still is one of the better coaches in the entire NBA. He actually got a team with a lot of talent, too. So it's not like he went to a team that was rebuilding. It's not like he went to a team that needed him to take them to the next level when it comes to getting to the playoffs. This is a team that's been in the playoffs multiple times for the last couple years. They're young, they're hungry, and they have all NBA and all star caliber players on this roster. But as we know with the Philadelphia 76ers, they are a mess when it comes to meshing. They're a mess when it comes to being the defensive team that we thought they should be. And they're a mess because Elton Brand has had two iterations of this roster, run with Jimmy Butler and a downgrade roster like they had this year without him. And now they trying to figure out how to get over that hump and become a championship team, something that Doc Rivers has done throughout his career already. Also, he has also coached teams that needed help offensively and defensively and have took them to another level and found ways to maximize talent on rosters with less talent. But not only that, get the best out of role players. And Tobias Harris had his best season of his career with Doc Rivers, which isn't a coincidence because Doc Rivers had done that with so many other players by finding ways to make them effective and putting them in spots where they can succeed. But not only that, using the talent around them to make things better. And a team like Philly that has a guy like Ben Simmons that can defend and guard multiple positions, so can Joel Embiid. It's a no-brainer that Doc Rivers had to jump on this opportunity. They're going to give you the longevity contract-wise, and on top of that, you actually have a chance in the East as the Philadelphia 76ers is one of the best teams in the East, especially when they're fully healthy, which they wasn't this entire season that just passed, and they didn't even have Ben Simmons for the playoffs. So it kind of makes sense why they didn't succeed and do what they were supposed to do. But even with Doc Rivers, I think they should try to run it back and see what he can add differently and see what he can do differently for this team that Brett Brown couldn't do, especially on the defensive end, and also try to figure out how to make this team click. But if I'm Elton Brand, I'm also looking at how can I make this roster better. That's his mentality, is to go for it. You never know if you're going to win a championship, and if you win a championship, you're going to put all your chips on the table because that's what you have to do if you want to be able to win a title. One title is better than zero, and like I always say, the whole point of rebuilding, the whole point of the process was to get them to a point where they can win the title. And even though they haven't accomplished that, these guys are still very, very young. And even if you want to get rid of Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons, you have to find another piece that can complement either one of them that you decide to keep, which is still tough to find in general. So they have a task. They have some problems. They have some ugliness in their roster and in this team. But Doc Rivers is here for a couple years, so he's going to have to just be patient like he has been even with the Clippers when they had last season when they wasn't even that good, but they still was good enough to make the playoffs. But then you got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and things looked a lot better. And they finished second in the West this year, even though they didn't accomplish their goals. Doc Rivers still did a decent job in the regular season managing no Paul George, Patrick Beverly out, Kawhi Leonard hitting out. It was frustrating for him, but he tried and did what he could, and now he has the opportunity to get a full restart and really, repair his image a little bit because people damaged it saying that the offense wasn't good. He was the reason why I blew a 3-1 lead. He's not this, he's not that. So he gets a chance to show people and shut them up. And a lot of people love those opportunities, and Doc Rivers has one right now with the Los Angeles Clippers being in the past. He can focus on something new with this Philadelphia team. So I'm interested to see how he's going to utilize Josh Richardson. I'm interested to see if they're going to keep Al Horford, especially because his contract is so huge. it's going to be tough to get rid of that contract without taking a loss, and it's going to be tough to trade it because a guy like Al Horford, who's declined defensively, and his shot from the perimeter isn't as accurate as it used to be, and he's never been a great 3-point shooter. He's always been solid. It's going to be interesting to see if they're going to keep him or try to move him, and what is they going to move him for. It's going to be interesting if Tobias Harris can go back to being that all-star caliber player that he was with the Clippers, but he also has to up his game in other areas so that way he can be more than just a scorer that can rebound a little bit. And then you look at it, how can Ben Simmons maximize Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons? If they don't decide to trade them, how is he going to find a way to make both of them play their best basketball while they're both on the court? It hasn't worked so far in the playoffs, especially with them as a duo. They still young. They still have superstar potential in being able to be some of the top 10 players in this league, but you get both of those guys because you want to win a title with them. And if you don't want to get rid of them, what is Doc Rivers going to do defensively? What is he going to do offensively to get the both and maximize both of them as a duo? That's going to be a tough challenge as nobody has really gave a legitimate show or response of how to do that. And that's going to be the ultimate task. Should they keep them? Should they trade them? And if they don't, what can they do to make them, play well off of each other and put the right complementary pieces around them that can allow them to reach the goal of winning the title in Philadelphia. So that's going to be a challenge within itself. It's going to be something he's going to lose a lot of sleep over. But at the same time, you chose this job. This is the situation you inherently get. And now you have to go out there and do what you're supposed to do as a coach and make it gel, make it fit, and find ways to get the best out of the role players around them. So they have talent. They have one of the best rosters in the NBA when it comes to being on paper. Now Doc Rivers had to come in and do his job, and we're going to see what Elton Brand chooses to do with this roster after seeing them play a whole season together for the most part. Is he going to keep them together? Is he going to move some pieces? And if he moves them, what are they going to be? So Doc Rivers got something interesting. It's fun for him to be back in. It's fun to see what he's going to do with this team, and it's going to be see if he can get them to a championship level, which they're not that far from, but it's also hard to get over the hump and actually win one. And they are in the East, so I think they're going to be a legitimate playoff team each and every year with Doc Rivers, as he was able to do it in the West. I don't see why he won't be able to do it in the East. Even if they have injuries to their main guys, they should have enough to do that. But now it's just about getting them to that championship level. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think this was a great pickup to get Doc Rivers? Do you think that he's overrated? Do you think he's underrated? Do you think he's perfect for this job? Or do you think they should have went with D'Antoni? D'Antoni is not a great defensive coach, and he doesn't work well with big men that can't shoot or players that can't shoot that often or shoot that well. And Philly has an abundance of those players on his team with inconsistent shooters. So it made sense to get a guy that can get the best out of guys and inspire them and motivate them and push them to be great and challenge them to be great and get greatness out of them, but also find ways to put them in positions on the court where they can be successful and get the best out of their talent. He has shown that he can maximize role players and all-star caliber star players and glue guys, and the team has those already on this roster, so it makes sense that they will go with him. And you going with a guy that has won a title, you going with a guy that has been to the finals multiple times, and you're going with a guy that has been having a majority of the time since he's been coaching a lot of success and a lot of consistency with success, and that's the type of guy that you want if you're going to try to, you know, get over the hump and win a title. He fits those criterias. He has done those things, and he has ultimately won a title before coming here. So you got to keep that in the back of your mind. Other than that, check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that likes on Facebook. Not only that, check out my older videos. I have over 1,000 videos on my channel, so feel free to check out those. And if you like those and you like this, you can please subscribe. Also, like, comment, and subscribe. I like the interaction with the fans and the new people that watch the video. but also I do make videos about trades and free agency, and also discussions of videos just like this, playoff predictions, season previews, and all those things. So if you want some content every day and it's about the basketball, you have that covered if you subscribe and become part of the family. Also, you can buy merchandise on my Facebook page. I have shirts, I have T-shirts, I have hoodies, I have hats all on my Spreadshirt, and you can also buy those through my Facebook page. You can change the color of the shirt, you can change the color of the logo and get it how you want, and I can get it shipped out to you on either one of those. Also, thanks for the love, thanks for the support, thanks for continuing to watch, and I'm enjoying this. The playoffs is going to continue today, so I'll be coming back to y'all with a Game 3 prediction, and that's going to be interesting to see, can the Heat actually win a game or will they get blew out again? So if you want to know what I think, it'd be wise to subscribe. Other than that, Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out, and I'll be back to y'all another video Saturday.